Hi, this is Zonal from ET Gaming. Today I'll be making a guest appearance for my good friend Hound of Hell, who has kindly offered me an opportunity to review Hardspace Shipbreaker, and unashamedly self-promote too. Let's get started. Hardspace is set in the near future. Humans have started colonizing space and now extend throughout the solar system. With this comes a requirement for cargo ships, survey ships and so on, and this is where you come in. You play the part of Cutter 9346-52, a space shipbreaker for all the junk ships that are no longer in service. Rather than waste all the resources poured into these ships, you have the opportunity to salvage them and make good cash with a company called Salvage. Like everything in life though, nothing comes for free, especially shipbreaking. Salvage have employed you, but with a massive burden. They have made you pay every single penny and then some for putting you in space and all the training that you need to become a shipbreaker, and now you have to work to pay it off, all $1.2 billion of debt. Lucky you, right? It gets better because they charge you an additional daily fee too, making your debt burden even harder to work off. This is obviously going to take some time. Hardspace starts you off on small, basic cargo ships, worth around 5 million space dollars each. Using an ever-growing variety of tools, you have to chop, disintegrate, blow up and recycle various parts of ships, from basic paneling all the way up to class 3 reactors and complex fueling systems that require you to take them apart carefully and in specific stages. One wrong move and you get to enjoy paying Lynx an additional 150,000 space dollars for creating your replacement. Not even death will get you away from repaying your debt. As you complete salvages, you are granted certification points based off how well you take apart ships, extract their full monetary value, and Salvage will unlock some new tooling options for you. So if you want to cut through tougher metal, you can buy an upgrade to do that. If you want to spend less money on oxygen and fuel, unlocks can do that too. There's a really good array of unlocks to choose from, with the final unlock usually being the opportunity to buy the hired part, thrusters, fuel, your cutter, directly from Lynx, so you can stop paying the daily rental fee for the use of the equipment which they charge you. As you take apart each ship, you earn space dollars, and you can earn up to $5-6 million on the early ships, but once you actually step inside the hab, that figure becomes reduced before it's then taken off your debt the next day. So they charge you for the use of everything. They charge you for the use of the cutter, the hab, the food. They provide a daily report at the end of every shift where they break down how much you've earned, how much you have to pay, and what your remaining debt is. And usually the more time you take to actually take apart a ship, the more you will be paying in fees, as the hab is the only way to actually save your game mid-shift. So whenever you're breaking apart ships, try not to stop halfway through actually breaking the ship. Try and break the ship completely so that you end up only paying once for the hires, the thrusters, fuel, so that you can work away that debt a little quicker. Hardspace is a nice looking game with an excellent atmosphere. While not quite being up to the heavy hitters in AAA games in terms of graphics, it has a certain charm to it, and the developers have made this game feel actually quite lonely as you take apart these broken ships. It's just you, a cutter and a ship, and you have to break it apart, and that's it. There's the occasional chatter from your fellow cutters, but this is few and far between. For all intents and purposes, you are on your own, for all the advantages and disadvantages that brings. Overall, there is a good variety of ships to break through, starting off from small cargo haulers, all the way up to massive haulers, scientific vessels and patrol ships, each with their own complex systems to deal with. Some of the smaller ships can be broken down in around 25 minutes, depending on your proficiency, but some of the larger ones can take upwards of an hour or even 2. You can save at any point, as I mentioned before, by going back into your space hab, even halfway through a teardown, but again be warned, this ends the day and gives Lynx another opportunity to reduce your earnings based on equipment rentals. Some of the ships are quite complicated, and there will be times where you have to decide to deliberately damage something, often worth a lot of money, to get at the other stuff inside the ship. So maybe you'll need to blow up a fuel tank or something to be able to get to a certain part of the ship which is otherwise completely inaccessible to you. So it's a very risk versus reward scenario on some of the ships, especially the ships which are worth a lot more money as well. So you got to decide, do you want to earn a little less money, or do you want to potentially explode something, including yourself, bearing in mind that you have to pay the replacement fee to respawn, which is 150,000 space dollars. And yeah, it's a really sort of risk reward scenario with some of the certainly later stage ships. The game is backed by an excellent Americana soundtrack that just seems to fit in with the game perfectly. As stressful as messing up a class 3 reactor can be, the game overall is generally very chill. A pedestrian experience that first and foremost you play at your own pace, and I think that this actually adds to the charm of the game. I've now personally finished Hardspace twice alone this year, the first time almost entirely on the Steam Deck, the second time being on the Xbox Series X. It's a game that I actually have a lot of fondness for, but I'm going to be blunt now, it's not for everyone. You will either love this game or you won't. I haven't mentioned the light story tied to this game for a reason. I actually found it to be a little uninspired and believe that the game could easily have existed without it in its current form. That's not to say that you won't like it though. Some people, judging by reviews I've seen elsewhere, actually really like the story. It didn't really resonate with me, and I was more focused on the sort of shipbreaking and everything else like that. Overall though, the game will take you around 50 hours to complete. Again, this depends entirely on your ability as a shipbreaker. The game does play pretty great on the Steam Deck, and also it's available on the consoles, so PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and can often be picked up at a decent discount on all platforms, making this overall an easy game to recommend personally, especially if you're into games that you can simply relax to and really play at your own pace. If you've already bought the game and you've got stuck somewhere on the ship, please feel free to check out my no commentary walkthrough over at my channel, recorded from the PS5 version of the game. As a side note, this will actually be my third completion of the game this year, coming back to my previous statement of you're either going to love this a lot or you're not going to like it. But overall, Hardspace Shipbreaker is frankly an excellent game. If it really captures you, you're going to play it again and again, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you guys very much for watching, and thanks again to Hound of Hell for the guest appearance on his channel. Until next time, Cutter, take care.